Hey guys, swapping out the exhaust on your bike is one of the quickest ways to shed weight and make your motorcycle look and sound better. Follow the steps in this video to make sure you do the job right. For this demonstration, we're using Honda's new CB300F and a Yoshimura R77 exhaust. This single-cylinder naked bike is as easy as it gets when it comes to a pipe install, and while multi-cylinder motorcycles and full-fared bikes may be more difficult to work on due to complexity, the steps will be the same. The first thing you need to do is remove any bodywork necessary to access the exhaust. For this particular bike, we're going to need to remove the O2 sensor and the ground wire before we can remove the exhaust system from the bike. Make sure to read the instructions that come with your aftermarket exhaust, as they will contain very explicit directions for your particular model. Next, we're going to remove the stock muffler. It's a slip fit, so you just have to remove this bolt and loosen the clamp down here. Man, that thing's heavy. Next, we're going to remove the header pipe, which is secured via a few bolts. Now, this might sound obvious, but you definitely want your bike to be cool during this process. It's a good idea to replace this exhaust gasket before you install the new pipe. That's a part you'll have to get from your dealer. Since cutting weight is one of the most appealing factors of an aftermarket exhaust, we've thrown the stock pipe on the scale to see what it weighs. Looks like it's 16.5 pounds. This is the exciting part, checking out the new hardware. Not only is it shiny, I'd be willing to bet it's also lighter. The Yoshimura system is 6.8 pounds. That's nearly 10 pounds lighter than the stock setup, which on a little bike like this is a pretty big percentage. We're going to install the new system in the reverse order that we removed the old system, except I'm going to install the O2 sensor now, since it's a lot easier to do with the pipe off the bike. Now, while you might be tempted to torque all these fasteners as you're installing them, it's important that you assemble the whole system before torquing anything to ensure that it all fits well. Slide the new hanger on. Slide the muffler onto the header pipe. Everything's still loose because we've got to get everything aligned and make sure it all fits snugly. The muffler is held onto the header with springs, and Yoshimura is kind enough to supply you with the springs and a pretty awesome little spring puller. With everything still finger tight, I'm going to check that everything's aligned, most specifically the exhaust can. It looks good. So now we can move from front to back, torquing all the fasteners. Check your owner's manual to see what the header torque should be and what the torque should be for the other bolts. Torque the header bolts a little on each side to make sure that you're compressing the new exhaust gasket evenly. Move down the line, tightening the other bolts until everything's snug. Don't forget to reaffix your ground wire and plug in your O2 sensor. The last step is to put the belly pan back on and then fire it up. All right, let's see how it sounds. It's pretty good. That pretty much wraps it up. As you can see, it's a pretty simple process, but like I said before, please read the instructions that came with your exhaust to make sure that everything goes together smoothly.